In a stunning announcement that has sent shockwaves through the combat sports community, Jake Paul has revealed his next opponent. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the undefeated WBA lightweight champion and one of boxing's most explosive talents. The exhibition fight is scheduled for November 14, 2025, at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, and will be streamed live globally on Netflix, marking another high-profile venture for the platform in live sports. This matchup, pitting a social media disruptor against a pound-for-pound powerhouse, encapsulates the evolving landscape of boxing, where entertainment, controversy, and massive paydays collide. Paul, ever the provocateur, broke the news on his X account with a promotional poster and a scathing message directed at Davis. Gervonta, who has been disrespecting my name for too long. His nickname might be Tank, but I'm an FPV drone and I'm about to disable Tiny Boy, Paul wrote. He acknowledged the challenge, adding,
yes,
he's one of the top pound-for-pound boxers in the world.
Since the draw
my
happened,
motto is
it looks
anyone,
like
anytime,
Lamont Roach
any place,
rematch
against all
is
odds.
what's on the
And
horizon.
I like my odds.
Who were you
The
going to
post
call out?
quickly
What
went
was the
viral,
plan originally?
amassing millions of views and sparking intense debate across social media platforms.
He came in my locker room.
Most Valuable
Shakur
Promotions,
Stevenson?
MVP. Paul's
He was
company,
in my
co-founded
locker
with Nakissa Bidarian, framed the bout as the culmination of 4 years of call-outs and a brewing rivalry between Paul,
Next
the
question.
sport's most watched fighter whose showmanship has redefined boxing promotion,
Yeah,
and Davis,
I mean, I'll
one
be
of the
down.
most feared punchers
Let's
in the
run it,
world
like,
and widely regarded
super,
as the
super
Mike
down.
Tyson of his
I don't know
generation.
if
This
Gervonta
narrative
needs Jake
positions
Paul,
the
let's
fight
be
as a
clear, right?
generational clash.
Is there a
Paul's Gen
height
Alpha
limit in
appeal through
boxing?
viral antics versus Davis's Gen
Tank,
Z
I just wanted
dominance
to ask
via
earlier,
raw
you
knockout
said,
power.
hopefully you can
Jake
get the
Paul,
rematch
28,
with Lamont
began his
next,
career as a
but
YouTube sensation,
everybody looks at you as
amassing
the face
over
of boxing
20
and as
million
somebody who calls
subscribers
the
with
shots.
prank videos and music
Do you
content
want that rematch
alongside
next?
his
And if
brother
so, how
Logan.
likely it is that
His
we're
foray
to
into
see that
boxing
fight happen
started
again
as a
this year?
novelty in 2018 with a white-collar bout against fellow
not
YouTuber
sure,
Deji
bro.
Olatunji, which he won via TKO. Since turning professional in
definitely not
2020,
sure, but
Paul has
hopefully
compiled
we
a
can get
12-1 record with
before,
7 knockouts, standing at 6 feet
Nah,
1 inch and
it probably
typically
won't be
fighting
this
around
year.
200 pounds
Is
in the
that the one you want
cruiserweight
next?
division. Paul's resume includes victories over former
That's the-
MMA
yeah,
stars
it's
like
definitely
Nate
the one I
Diaz,
want next,
Anderson
but it's
Silva,
not gonna be
and Tyron
next.
Woodley, as well as boxers such as Mike Perry and, most recently,
see it in
a
a minute.
unanimous decision over Julio Cesar Chavez
definitely might see
Jr.
it in a
in
minute.
July 2025. Critics often accuse him of selecting aging or undersized opponents, but Paul has countered by emphasizing his role in revitalizing boxing's popularity among younger audiences. His fights have generated massive pay-per-view numbers, with events like his 2021 rematch against Woodley drawing over 500,000 buys. Beyond the ring, Paul's business acumen shines through MVP, which has promoted events featuring Amanda Serrano and others. He has expressed ambitions for a world title, but this exhibition against Davis, a step up in skill level, could be his toughest test yet, potentially silencing doubters if he emerges victorious. Gervonta Davis, 30, hails from Baltimore and has established himself as a boxing prodigy under the guidance of trainer Calvin Ford and promoter Floyd Mayweather Jr., with a flawless record of 30-0-1 and 28 knockouts. Davis holds the WBA lightweight title and has fought primarily at 135 pounds, though he's ventured into super lightweight. At 5 feet 5.5 inches, his compact frame belies devastating power, earning him comparisons to Mike Tyson for his aggressive style and one-punch knockouts. Davis's career highlights include stoppage wins over Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, and Ryan Garcia in 2023, where he delivered a body shot that forced Garcia to take a knee. His latest bout was a majority draw against Lamont Roach Jr. in December 2024, showcasing his resilience. Off the ring, Davis has faced legal issues, including a 2023 hit-and-run conviction. But his in-ring prowess remains unmatched, with a knockout rate over 90%. As a southpaw with elite footwork and counterpunching, Davis is favored by many purists. This fight represents a lucrative opportunity, potentially his biggest payday, but also a risk against a much larger opponent in an exhibition format. The tension between Paul and Davis dates back to 2021, when Paul began calling out established boxers to prove his legitimacy. Davis has dismissed Paul as a clown in interviews, while Paul has mocked Davis's height and legal troubles on social media. This verbal sparring escalated in recent months, leading to the official announcement. Physically, the matchup is lopsided. Paul's 7.5-inch height advantage and 65-pound weight edge make it a classic David Davis versus Goliath Paul scenario. As an exhibition, the bout may feature modified rules, such as heavier gloves, shorter rounds, or no official judging, to level the playing field and prioritize safety. Details on weight class and exact format are pending, but sources indicate it won't affect professional records or titles. State Farm Arena, home to the Atlanta Hawks, has hosted major events like UFC fights and concerts, ensuring an electric atmosphere. Netflix's involvement builds on its success with previous live events, including Paul's bout against Mike Tyson in 2024, which drew record viewership. The announcement has elicited mixed responses. Fellow boxer Ryan Garcia, who lost to Davis in 2023, posted on X, "Boxing is officially the WWE," criticizing the entertainment-driven nature of the fight. On X, users echoed this sentiment. One post from at ATL Uncensored highlighted the event's Atlanta setting while at Adam's boxing show, lambasted Davis for prioritizing money over legacy, stating, "Tank is about to get paid big time, but you can't turn around and get mad at people for saying he doesn't want to fight the best." Fans are divided. Some praise the crossover appeal, with at Bedworth Times, noting Ryan Garcia wasn't lying. Boxing really turned WWE, while others, like at Feezy Bam Bam, called for a boycott similar to the Paul Tyson fight. Promoters like Eddie Hearn have confirmed the bout, hinting at Paul's future plans, including a potential clash with Anthony Joshua in 2026. This exhibition underscores boxing's shift towards spectacle, much like Floyd Mayweather's bouts against Conor McGregor and Logan Paul.
You said, hopefully you can get the rematch with Lamont next, but everybody looks at you as the face of boxing and as somebody who calls the shots. Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Well, what is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
What was to it with you and Tank actually being the thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but
it attracts new fans and boosts revenue, with Netflix aiming to expand its sports portfolio. Detractors, however, fear it dilutes the sport's integrity, turning it into scripted entertainment akin to WWE. For Paul, a win could legitimize his career. For Davis, it's a chance to humble the upstart while cashing in. Early odds favor Paul due to size, but Davis's skill could prevail if rules allow full contact. As November 14th approaches, the hype will intensify. Analysts predict a knockout-heavy affair, with Paul's reach clashing against Davis's speed. Regardless of the outcome, this fight could redefine boxing's future, blending tradition with modern stardom. Will Paul disable the Tank, or will Davis prove size isn't everything? The world will watch on Netflix to find out.